To find the circumference, we need diameter times pi. And in this case, the radius is 14. So to get all the way across the circle, we need to go 28 centimeters. 14 and 14 make 28. So to give an answer in terms of pi, we're going to replace that diameter with 28. And we need to multiply it by pi. But because it wants an exact answer, we just leave it like that. Alright, now in part C we want to use the pi button. And so on your calculator you're going to type in 28 times the pi button. And you're going to round your answer to the nearest hundredth, which is 2 decimal places. And when you do that, you get 87.964. The 4 tells us to leave it. If it was a 5 or more, we would increase it. But because it's a 4, we leave it. So our answer would be 87.96 centimeters. In this one, the square has a side length of 16 inches, but the distance here is the same. So this is also 16 inches, and that is the diameter of the circle. So to find the circumference, we use diameter times pi. In this circle, the diameter is 16, and it wants us to use 3.14 for pi. So your circumference comes out to 50.24 inches. So in this one, it wants us to explain how to find the perimeter of a semicircle. Well, we want the outside of this round part, which is half of the circumference. The circumference would go the whole way, but we want half. So we need 1/2 of the diameter times pi. But then we also need this part down here, which is just the diameter. So we need the part on the top, the curvy part, which is half of the circumference, and then we need the green part, which is the diameter. So that's the expression, which could be represented in part B. But now we're going to go back to part A. We want half of the circumference and the extra diameter. So down here in part C, it says write another algebraic equation to represent the perimeter using the radius instead. So if I had the equation 1/2 times diameter times pi plus the diameter, I could swap out the diameter with 2 radiuses. 1, 2 make the diameter. So instead of 1/2 diameter, I'm going to multiply it by 2 radiuses. And wherever I see that D, I'm going to replace it with 2R. I can simplify this because 1/2 times 2 is just 1. So I have 1 radius times pi plus 2 more radiuses, which is, when it's plural, is called radii. So down here in number 4, I can use either one of those equations, but because it gives me the diameter, I'm probably going to end up using this one. So I want 1/2 of 17 times pi plus 17. So you can take 1/2 of 17, and that is going to give you 8.5 pi plus 17. We're going to use 3.14. And if you multiply this and add those together, you're going to get 43.69 inches.